Okay guys, first time we are doing this in video format. It is my top 10 favorite films of 2018. I've been doing a top 10 list of favorite films for about 5 years now, but I usually post it on Facebook and then get my friends to comment on what they thought were their favorite films of the year. No reason why that shouldn't apply to YouTube as well. So comment and tell me what your favorite films of the year were. So I saw a lot of movies in 2018, not all of them were new releases, and I didn't review all of them on my channel either. I definitely haven't seen some of the other movies that were definitely on my radar for 2018. I haven't seen 8th Grade, I haven't seen Green Book, and I haven't seen The Favorite, but that's simply because they aren't shown around these parts of the world. But I still saw a lot of good movies, and we are gonna talk about some of them today. First, some honorable mentions. These are movies that didn't quite make my top 10, but I still think they are very special films, and I would thoroughly recommend you see them. My honorable mentions are Sorry to Bother You. This movie completely messed with my brain, but in a way that only an outrageously bold screenplay could. The Ballad of Buster Scruggs. This is a very well-directed film by the Coen brothers with some pretty deep messages within the mini-stories. The Night Comes For Us. Wow, if you are a fan of The Raid and The Raid 2, this movie is right up your alley. Precisely orchestrated violence, gore, and chaos that includes an action masterclass. Annihilation. This is a very thought-provoking, creative, and badass science fiction thriller which Alex Garland knocks out of the park. And finally, A Star Is Born. An Oscar frontrunner with amazing cinematography, music, and performances. Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga killed it. My top 10 films are determined by taking into account a bunch of factors, including the overall technical quality of the movie, the emotional impact of the film, as well as the rewatchability of the movie. And with those criteria in mind, my number 10 movie of the year is A Quiet Place. I do not love horror movies or any movie with a bunch of jump scares in them, to be honest with you, but I had to see this movie because of all the buzz, and I'm glad I did. The concept, the story, the sound design, the direction by John Krasinski, all of it was excellently executed, and I was on the edge of my seat throughout the whole film. It is a nail-biting experience for thrill seekers, and just a really original movie. Number 9 on my list is a film which I had a lot of fun with. It has one of the best lead performances of 2018, as well as one of the better casts of the year, and that film is Bohemian Rhapsody. Rami Malek's performance in this, just wow. Whether you're a Queen fan or not, I think there's something that you can love about this movie, and that final scene, the way that final scene was executed with such precision, it was just astounding, and that is why this movie is on my list. In 2018, Netflix has really come to play when it comes to producing quality content. Their marketing has become more aggressive, if you've noticed, and they're starting to introduce a lot more high-profile stars into their TV shows and movies from around the world. And I think it all culminates into my number 8 pick of 2018, and that movie is Roma. Saw this one very recently, and I can say it is masterful work by Alfonso Cuarón. The shots are set up so beautifully in this film despite having this very plain slice of life element about it. The story of the movie is not very focused, it's more of a series of vignettes with one overarching story about a Mexican family, and specifically the nanny or the maid of that family, and just following her journey through this immersive experience makes it all the more heartfelt when you get to the end of the film. Alfonso Cuarón, you do not disappoint, sir. Speaking of people who do not disappoint, my number 7 film of the year is Mission Impossible Fallout. You think that at some point Tom Cruise or Chris McQuarrie is just gonna drop the ball, but no. These Mission Impossible films just keep getting better and fresher as well, and that's saying something because Mission Impossible films have a lot of similarities, but Fallout is riveting from start to finish. It features some amazing stunt work and direction, and makes me increasingly afraid for Tom Cruise's life. Number 6 on my list is a film that many people have been waiting a long time for, 14 years in fact, but when it finally came out, it was amazing, and that film was Incredibles 2, another stellar set of voice performances and another amazing animation by Pixar, a story that touches on a lot of relevant life lessons as we know Pixar likes to do. And you know, Disney has won the best animated feature for the past, I don't know, a gazillion years. I wonder if they will win this year. Okay, so we're heading towards top 5 territory now. So excited to share these with all of you, but chances are you've already seen my number 5 pick of the year, and that is Black Panther. Hands down one of the biggest blockbusters of the year, not just because of how culturally significant it was, but also because it was a damn good movie. It was slick, quick, and it featured one of the best MCU villains we've ever seen in Michael B. Jordan's Killmonger. This movie is just plain fantastic, and some critics are calling for it to be voted Best Picture at the Oscars in a few months. And you know, if that happened, I actually would be pleasantly surprised. On to number 4 on my list. It had to be on the list somewhere, and here it is. Avengers Infinity War. This was my most anticipated film of the year. It was shocking, mind-blowing. It left me fully satisfied but eager to see the story out to its conclusion in Avengers Endgame in a few months. So excited for that. This movie was filled with outrageously impressive visual effects, some great character interactions that we've always wanted to see, and this is just a fitting 10-year anniversary gift from one of the biggest movie franchises to ever exist. Ever. My third favorite film of this year might actually be a rather surprising choice to you guys, but I can't lie when I say this is the film that I watched the most times this year in the cinema. It has great rewatchability value in my opinion, and it's just that lightning in a bottle movie that comes around once in a blue moon, and that film is Crazy Rich Asians. Well shot, well acted. This film actually features some of the most emotionally impactful final scenes of any movie that I saw in the past year. And I feel that this is one of those crowd pleaser rom-com films that shone a light on a different part of the world, and hopefully will open more doors to more opportunities in the future. Here we are, my top 2 favorite films of 2018. I actually scored both of these movies. I rated these movies exactly the same on my first viewing, but I sat down, I thought about it, and to me, there's only one film that really deserves that top spot. But my second favorite film of 2018, coming agonizingly close to the top, is Spiderman Into the Spiderverse. I've never seen animation quite like this before. It absolutely dropped my jaw. It made me realize that animation might be the best way to fully realize the Spider-Man lore. The writing, the visuals, the sound design, it was near perfect. To me, this movie had one of the best soundtracks of the year, is the best animation of the year in my opinion, and it very nearly is my favorite film of 2018. And if you haven't checked it out, please do so if it is showing in any cinemas near you. If you followed my channel closely across the past year, you've probably already figured out my top film of the year. Ladies and gentlemen, my favorite movie of 2018 is Searching. Went in not knowing what to expect, came out completely stunned. The way this movie was shot, the way the production team did so much with so little. You know, it just goes to show that sometimes when it comes down to it, the best movies are not those with the flashiest graphics or the most memorable quotes or even the best looking performers. It's actually the movies that hit you here, that hit you emotionally, that get the most emotional response out of you. Those are the best movies, and that comes down in essence to the writing of the film, which is where the film begins. And that is what Searching did for me. Anish Triganti and John Cho, thank you so much for your work. You guys are inspirations, and that is why Searching is my favorite movie of 2018. Guys, thank you for all the support you've given me in 2018, all the feedback, comments, and discussions we've had, whether on YouTube or outside. It's been very much appreciated. It's been a very fun year making all these videos, and I want to make more in 2019. And on the topic of that, I want to wish all of you a very great year ahead. If you love this video, you want to see more of my reviews, then click that subscribe button below. I will be back next time with another movie review. So until next time, have a great week ahead, maximum hype, and peace out.